the substitutes, you're going to be completely shocked. It's the team sheet. Farmer got 17 on.
Good afternoon, everyone, and hopefully you can hear us here today as we are finally back with Rebels Radio. So just to let you know that we have had a few problems. This is our first game back in around about a month. We are using a new system and a new computer, and we're not sure that we've got all of the problems sorted yet, but we are going to try to broadcast through today, and hopefully it will work for the whole of the game. So please bear with us if we do have a few technical issues, but thank you all for your patience over the last month or so. We have had a few issues, and I would like to personally thank two people. That's Gary Thomas, who's ex-Slough Town secretary here. He's part of the club, who has managed to get through his work a newish laptop which we are using today, and our thanks also go to Adrian Evans from myfootballclub.co.uk, who's come and helped with some computer support and is here as our guest today. So those are the two things, and our two sponsors are My Football Club, the online football community, and the Slough Town Supporters Trust, who help and pay and for everything that you hear today. So like I say, we are back on for the first time, and hopefully we will be on for the whole game. You can contact us in two ways. You can contact us on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio. There is also, if you're listening on YouTube, the ability to click on the bit that says comments, and it will come through to me. Is it now on a little pop-up thing? So we shall see how that goes, and I'll try and open that up as well, but I would like to try today most probably just to concentrate on the broadcast. So a couple of things for you. Slough Town are playing Poole Town in this Emirates FA Cup third qualifying round game. There are a couple of other Southern Premier League teams still in the competition, and the other games featuring those in the Emirates FA Cup are Banbury versus Shildon, Basford United versus Kettering, Chelmsford City versus Weymouth, Hereford versus AFC Hornchurch, Heybridge Swifts versus Frome, and Scarborough Athletic versus Stratford Town. And interestingly, the winner of that game between Scarborough Athletic and Stratford Town will have created club history, because whoever wins will be the furthest they have ever gone in the FA Cup in their club history. So we'll keep an interesting eye out on that one. Slough are currently third in the Southern Premier League, and that is after a good performance against second place Redditch on Tuesday night. There are a couple of Southern Premier League games for those clubs who have come out of the FA Cup. So the other games today are Basingstoke versus Redditch, Biggleswade versus Farnborough, Gosport versus Hitchin, St Ives versus Merthyr, and Tiverton versus St Neots. Those are the other games in the Southern Premier League. Just to say to you that if there is a draw today after 90 minutes, there will be a replay on Tuesday evening at Poole Town's Black and Gold Stadium, and it will be a 7:45 kickoff. That means that the game on Monday, which would be the League Cup against Beaconsfield, would move away. If it finishes in a win for either side tonight, then Slough's next game will be on Monday evening, where they will be away to Beaconsfield Town, as they are now called, and that game will be a 7:45 kickoff on Monday the 2nd of October. And then next week is next Saturday, Slough versus Biggleswade on non-league day. Slough got a few things going on that day, and one of the things that you can do is they're doing it here today as well, is called Kit Aid and Kit for Causes. So people donate any of their old kit, football kit, whether it be Slough tops or any other football kit that they've got, and it will be donated to charities and worthwhile causes in some of the country, in the world's poorest countries. So we've gone through those bits. We're 6 minutes away from kick-off, and we are going to just run through the two sides with you for the first time this afternoon. We'll start with our visitors, Poole Town, who will be playing in white and red shirts, red shorts and white socks. In goal for those is Nick Hutchings, 2 Lewis Lindsay, 3 Corby Moore, 4 Will Spetch, 5 and captain is Jamie Wiskin, 6 Carl Pettifer, 7 Jack Dixon, 8 Sean Cooper, 9 Warren Bentley, 10 Jez Bedford, and 11 is Ollie Harfield. Substitutes for Poole Town today are 12 Abdullah Baggy, 13 and substitute goalkeeper is Tom Rees, 14 is Tony Lee, 15 Joe Cook, 16 Matt Neal, and 18 is Ollie Palmer. I believe it was, not Palmer. But there we go. For the Rebels today, in goal is Jack Turner, 2 Josh Jackman, 3 George Wells, 4 is Nathan Smart, 5 and captain is Mark Nisbet, 6 Lee Togwell, 7 James Dobson, 8 Sean Fraser, 9 Manny Williams, 10 Chris Flood, and 11 is Matt Lynch. Substitutes for today's Rebels bench is Guy Hollis, 12, Mark Scott, 13, 14 is Alan Innes, 15 Nathan Webb, 16, and if he does get on, will be making his debut after being with the club for 13 months, Harrison Jukes is where 16, 18 is Gavin James, and 19 is Brad Watkins. FA Cup means that you can have up to 7 substitutes for the games. Today's referee is Paul Harris, and his 2 assistants are Craig Barnell and Joe Casper. So far we seem to be broadcasting okay, and everything seems to be going well, so fingers crossed. This is the FA Cup third qualifying round, and we're just seeing a Poole fan walk past with an inflatable dolphin. That is their nickname, the Dolphins, and he's I don't know if the Dolphin's got a name, but he's just standing there at the moment as they wait for the 2 sides to come out. In the last round, Poole won 2-0 away to Salisbury, and it was a good victory there for Poole Town against a very strong Salisbury side. And also in the previous round, Slough won 3-2 here at Arbour Park against Dulwich Hamlet after Dulwich were reduced to 10 men. Those were the last games of the figures. So far in the Southern so it's not the Southern Premier, it's the Conference South, isn't it? No, it's not called the Conference, get this right. The National League South, sorry. Poole are sitting in 20th position out of 22. They've played 12, won 2, drawn 3 and lost 7, scored 13 and conceded 22, but their away record is where they've got their 2 wins. Away from home they've played 6, won 2, drawn 1, lost 3, scored 4 and against is 10. And so that's their form. So they've got a better away record than they have home record. Slough currently sitting 3rd in the Southern Premier League. Played 9 games, won 7 and lost 2. And that defeat against St Neots last Saturday dented Slough's winning run of 8 games, but back on track after the Tuesday's game at Redditch. So today's match sponsors are the Barmy Army. And the ball sponsor is Mark Curtis, who's a Slough fan, and also, I believe, a member of my FC. So those are your 2 sponsors there. I will just wait for a few seconds. We're just going to wait a couple of minutes. We're not far away from kick-off. I will run through those 2 sides for you again in a second. We're just going to wait to see if anything comes through. So we're just waiting for the teams in the tunnel that's just been pulled out in front of us. Good healthy crowd here today, and a good contingent of fans have come from Poole and made the journey up from Dorset, and they've been rather loud this afternoon before the game's even got started, so it'll be interesting to see how much noise. Apparently they reckon they haven't been outsung by anyone, so the Slough fans will need to get their voices in gear if they are to... Hold on, just bear with me 2 seconds. So the 2 sides are coming out here, and the Poole Town have brought their mascot. Seems to have a lovely Poole Town top. So we've got a mascot here. It's a person dressed up in a sheepishly looking dolphin kit. There's the 2 teams. Just shake hands. I'll run through the 2 sides with you again, starting with our visitors, Poole Town. In goal is Nick Hutchings, 2 is Lewis Lindsay, 3 Corby Moore, 4 is Wilt Spetch, 5 Jamie Wiskin, who's the captain, 6 Carl Pettifer, 7 Jack Dixon, 8 Sean Cooper, 9 is Warren Bentley, who's their leading scorer, 10 is Jez Bedford, and 11 is Ollie Harfield. For their substitutes, are 12 Abdullah Baggy, 13 goalkeeper Tony Rees, 14 is Tony Lee, 15 Joe Cook, 16 Matt Neal, and 17 is Ollie Barmer. For the Rebels, in goal is Jack Turner, 2 Josh Jackman, 3 George Wells, 4 Nathan Smart, 5 and captain Mark Nisbet, 6 Lee Togwell, 7 James Dobson, 8 Sean Fraser, 9 Manny Williams, 10 Chris Flood, and 11 is Matt Lynch. Substitutes for the Rebels, 12 Guy Hollis, 13 Mark Scott goalkeeper, 14 is Alan Innes, 15 Nathan Webb, 16 Harrison Gilks, 18 Brad Watkins, 18 is Gavin James, and 19 is Brad Watkins. So those are your 2 lineups for today. And both teams are just looking on the pitch, just warming up a little bit. The referee just about to call the 2 captains over for today's game. And the draw for the next round of the Emirates FA Cup, which will be the 4th qualifying round, will be on Monday afternoon. It's normally around about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we will wait to see then. And like I say, if it does finish as a draw here today after 90 minutes, well, not so much 90 minutes, but the end of the game, then it will be a replay on Tuesday evening of next week, away to Poole Town at 7:45 kick-off at the Black and Gold Stadium. So we're just waiting for the 2 captains just to shake hands with the referee there today. And it's a good crowd here. This West Stand, the new sided West Stand that's opened this season, is absolutely heaving with people. Not a spare seat on this side. Good number on the east side as well. Right, the referee is just going to change it round. So Slough will be shooting from left to right for the first half. That therefore obviously means that Poole will be shooting from right to left. As the 2 sides just start to cross over here. And we are a couple of seconds away from kick-off. Everyone's just getting into place, swapping over sides. And like I say, you can get in contact with us. It's on Twitter at MyFC Rebels Radio. If you want to just say who you are, I might give you a shout out. And there is a comments page there, but we won't open that up yet. We're going to try and concentrate on the today's game's broadcast. So just waiting for our referee to get today's game started. And we're just checking his watch. He's a little bit late. 15:02. There you go. Slough have the kick-off. And play the ball out here towards Josh Jackman. Jackman with chase down. Plays into Mark Nisbet. Nisbet will go back to his goalkeeper, Jack Turner, as Poole start to press a little bit up the pitch here. And it's ball played forwards, headed away. Comes out on this far hand side, won by Togwell. Welcome back well. There's a handball there by Josh Jackman. The referee says no, and it's won back here well by Bedford. Bedford with the ball into Pettifer. Comes back out here towards the centre back Spetch, and his ball forward. Jackman will try and chase that down, and he's put under a bit of pressure there, but great defending by Josh Jackman, and sees it out for a goal kick. And just beware that obviously at this new West Stand that we've got here is that people do seem to stand in the way as they come down the stairs. So sometimes you might just have a little bit of a break in the play though, as we try and see past a few people. It's going to be Turner in the Slough goal that will get this game back underway with this goal kick. And a long goal kick here, aimed on the far hand side to Dobson. Dobson comes around, flicks the ball on, trying to find Manny Williams. Williams gets there first, but just comes off the foot of Lindsay last. It's a throw to Slough, halfway inside the Poole half, taken by Dobson towards Wells. Wells bringing the ball forward. Finds Sean Fraser. Sean Fraser immediately under pressure there and plays it back to his goalkeeper Turner. Turner has time to play the ball forward. Again looking for Dobson, finds Manny Williams. The ball will come here on the far hand side to Dixon. Dixon turns, plays it to the right back Lindsay, down the field, held up well by Bentley, but only into the path of George Wells, and Wells can chip the ball down trying to find Manny Williams. Williams is offside, and that will be a free kick to Poole. First free kick of the afternoon here. And the Poole Town travelling support have brought a drum, and they are in good voice. Slough fans just starting to get behind that goal on our right hand side as we wait for this free kick to be taken by Hutchins. Hutchins just looking to play a long ball forward here, and it's headed away by George Wells, flicked on by Dobson, goes straight out play for another throw for Poole just inside their own half. Someone with one of those annoying air horns behind the Poole goal. You can mostly hear that in the background. It's a throw for Poole. They're just going to take it a few yards further forwards, and it will be Spetch that takes it, comes through the far hand side, and then Lindsay can't keep it in. It's come out for a throw to Slough, 10 yards inside the Slough. And Wells takes it quickly towards Dobson, gets the ball back from Dobson and plays the ball down the field. It's going to be headed away though by Spetch. Comes through into the centre where Pettifer beat into the ball by Williams, and Williams finds Wells. Wells tries to spread the ball here to Jackman. Jackman can have the ball here at his feet. Comes inside and goes past Harfield in towards Togwell. Togwell closed down, but ball comes far here for Lench. Lench on this right hand side, just with the ball at his feet. Couple of players coming in. Gives it to Fraser. Togwell. Togwell's ball over the top, trying to find the run of Flood, and it's Spetch who has to come along and clear that ball. I've got no internet. I've got no stream there. Slough with this throw from Josh Jackman. Ball comes out here to Lynch. It's hooked clear in the end though by Bedford, and a tussle there with Nathan Smart. Smart wins the ball, gives it to Nisbet, and Nisbet sees the ball back to Jack Turner as Bentley chases it down. Back out here towards Nathan Smart. Smart cuts inside, plays the ball back across to Nisbet. Nisbet can now bring the ball forward here for Slough. Nisbet finds Wells, the left back. He's in 10 yards inside his own. Pressure here from Poole. Poole pressing really high up against Slough here, and it comes back to Turner. Has the ball at his feet. And you may find us ball comes off Dixon. It's out for a throw to Slough inside their own half. Taken quickly to Wells. Wells finds Nathan Smart. Smart here towards Jackman. Jackman with the ball a couple of yards away from the halfway line. Back towards Nathan Smart. Smart really under. And so ball forward here, looking for Manny Williams. Headed across though by Spetch. Comes through here towards Flood. Flood cuts inside. Taken off him by Whiskin. Whiskin's header comes across here and finds Harfield. Harfield under pressure, plays the ball down the line. Looking for the run of Bentley. Nathan Smart takes it on his fly, but Bentley's in there first. Bentley trying to turn on the far hand side. Bentley gets all the way down to the byline. Plays the ball back in. Togwell's there for Slough to get a touch and can control the ball there, and then plays the ball down the field only as far as Cooper. Cooper under pressure from Williams. Williams wins it back, finds Matt Lench. Lench then into the centre where he finds Nisbet. Nisbet bringing the ball forward here, 10-15 yards he's travelled, then spreads it back out to the left hand side where he finds Wells. Wells under pressure gives it to Dobson. Dobson gets surrounded by two players. Wells goes on a run here, gets taken the ball, he wins a free kick, and a free kick to Slough, their first one of the game, and it's around about 10 yards inside the Slough half. And it's going to be Dobson standing over this free kick for the Rebels. They're just sending forwards Mark Nisbet for this one. So Dobson with this free kick aimed high towards far post, trying to head it away though by Cooper. Only comes as far as Togwell. Togwell 30 yards away from, chips the ball back in onto the far hand side, comes off the head of the ball. And it's going to be Williams who keeps the ball in right by the corner flag there. Plays the ball in towards Fraser. Fraser trying to turn to some space. Gives the ball here towards Dobson. Dobson's going to get it back onto his left hand foot. Shoots from distance. Takes a catch off Spetch. Kidded away though by Cooper. Only as far as Togwell. Togwell heads the ball into half of Jackman. Jackman tripping the ball forward. Oh, Lynch wins the ball. Flood was after the ball there. Comes through. And Flood has been fouled just on the edge of the area. I thought that was handball myself. But there you go. For me that was handball. I think that's what the Poole Town players are suggesting. It looked to me as though Flood got that, but it's a free kick to Slough. It's on the D of the Poole Town penalty area, and I would expect it to be Dobson that will be the player to take this free kick, although Mark Nisbet is standing over this as well, so we'll see what's going to go on. It is Dobson. I think Nisbet's left it. So Dobson looks like he's going to be the player that takes this free kick for Slough. Roughly around about 21-22 yards away from the Slough goal. It's Dobson trying to tip it in. Oh, it's gone high, wide. And unfortunately for Slough, not very handsome at all. And it remains 7 minutes gone here. It's 0-0 in this FA Cup fourth qualifying round game. And the game will restart with a goal kick. There's been a goal in the game for Hitchin. Hitchin apparently 1-0 up away to Gosport. Goal coming on 5 minutes. I believe there's a goal in one of the FA Cup games as well. And Maidenhead are 2 up already at home to Guiseley, as Hutchins takes this long kick down. Bentley trying to flick the ball. It does seem to come through into the centre to Dixon. Dixon finds Bentley, who spreads the ball into the path of Lindsay. Lindsay crosses the halfway line, still with the ball here at his feet, just trying to dink a ball over, trying to find the run of little of the internet pickup, but we'll stay on and try and do the best we can. And the ball here played forwards, but it's going to be Manny Williams can't control that one. It's going to come through here towards Spetch. Spetch plays the ball forwards. It's got too much on it, and then Wells heads that back to Turner. Turner just has to chase that to get that one back in. Here finds Lynch. Lynch in towards Williams. Williams just surveyed a couple of changes. Still has the ball here as well. Cuts inside towards Togwell. Togwell inside that centre circle. Chipping the ball forwards, trying to find a run of Lynch on this near hand side. It's got too much on it there. It goes straight out of play for a throw to Poole right by the corner flag there. So it's going to be a throw to Poole. A couple of yards away from the corner flag. It's going to be the left back Corby Moore to take this for them. Aims his throw. It's trying to find Harefield, but Lynch wins the header in towards Flood. Flood's header can only find Cooper, and Cooper plays it back towards Hutchins. Hutchins chased down here by Williams, but manages to get his ball down the field, looking for Dixon, but well won by Wells. The chest of Togwell in towards Fraser. Fraser to Dobson and back towards Dobson from Wells. Dobson on that far hand side, still with the ball. Goes past one, just gets blocked there, and that will be a free kick there for Slough on the far hand side of the pitch. Just bear with me for 2 seconds. And it's 10 minutes gone. It's a free kick here for Slough. Again, Dobson will be the player that stands over this free kick. He's going to leave it for Lynch, actually. Lynch is going to swing this one in with his right foot. So free kick around about 35 yards away from the goal. And it is Lynch that takes this one. A bit too close to the goalkeeper. Has to come and punch. Comes onto the edge of the area, which is cleared by Cooper. Fraser wins the ball back towards Togwell. Togwell here under pressure, chipping the ball forward, trying to find the ball into Flood. It's headed away by Moore, and then picked up well there by Cooper. Finds Pettifer. Pettifer inside the Poole half, and sensibly spreads it back out here towards Moore. Moore, 20 yards inside his own half, gives the ball to Harefield. Harefield down the line for Bentley. Bentley just runs into a couple of Slough players, one back by Nisbet, and then Jackman with the ball down, but that's too much on it, and goes all the way into the arms of the Poole Town goalkeeper, Nick Hutchins. So we've played 11 minutes here so far at Arbor Park. It's still 0-0 here in this Emirates FA Cup 4th qualifying round game, as Hutchins plays the ball down. Matt Lynch wins the first header. Jackman will win the second. In towards Lynch. Lynch keeps hold of the ball, flicks it down the line, only as far as Moore. Moore kicks that ball high up into the air. Togwell wins the header, but only as far as Whiskin, the captain, who plays the ball forwards. Bentley will try and keep it in. Does well. Great touch by him. In on the far hand side, up against Nisbet. Tries to play it off him to win a corner. Nisbet stops it from going out for a corner, and it's out for a throw for Poole right by the corner flag. And they're going to leave it for Moore to come across and take. So Moore will take this long throw. He's going to take a short throw, in fact, inside towards Harefield, headed on there by Bedford, and it's going to come out here towards Togwell. Togwell just gets a foot to that to clear, and Flood will try and get there, but it's ball played forward by Spetch, and it's kept in well by Cooper, but only to find Togwell. Togwell with the ball towards Flood. Flood inside towards Fraser. Fraser under pressure from Bedford. Still has the ball at his feet. Still under pressure, but manages to find Matt Lynch. Lynch just turns away from Bedford. Bedford just chasing. Hasn't given up and keeps putting Slough under pressure. Ball's here with Turner. Turner again has to clear quickly, trying to find Flood, but Flood's offside. And it's a free kick to Poole. And impressive closing down there by the Poole Town number 10, Jez Bedford, who has chased everything there, and it's for Slough to knock the ball out, and it's given away for a offside. And it's a free kick to Poole, about 15 yards inside their own half. And we'll try and keep you up to date with some of the scores from the other games in our league, as Hutchins takes this free kick, aimed there for Bedford. It's ball's been headed on by Cooper, back towards Jackman. Jackman with the header wins a free kick on offside on that far hand side there. So it's a free kick to Slough. And And again, the Poole Town fans on that far hand side making a lot of noise. So we're just going to make sure that everything's okay. Good afternoon to Marchacho, who's listening and says we're loud and clear, which is great news. Thank you very much. And Slough have the ball here on the far hand side with Williams. Ball in towards Dobson. Dobson's ball is hidden low, but it's well cleared by Poole's Jamie Whiskey, and it's gone out for a throw in to Slough. And it will be Slough. They take it quickly but lose the ball. Bentley wins it back and then wins a free kick there for a foul by Mark Nisbet. And a free kick about a yard or so inside the Slough half. 14 minutes gone here. Still 0-0. And the Poole Town fans aren't here in huge numbers, but they are here in good voice behind the Slough goal. It's going to be Colby Moore, the left back, who will come across to take this free kick for Poole. It's literally a foot inside the Poole half. And he takes a long ball, aims here towards Captain Whiskey, climbing all over, heads the ball across goal and then Wells just manages to clear at the second attempt, finds Manny Williams. Williams will play the ball out here towards Dobson. Dobson looks up, his ball is blocked. It will come through though towards Togwell. Togwell trying to get a free kick there, but in fact it will be a throw to him. Surely it came off Togwell last, but the referee, I was going to say, it clearly came off Togwell last. It's a throw to Poole, 10 yards inside the Slough half. And the ball's on the far hand side. Dobson tries to win it back, but played back there. Lovely ball over the top here, finds Bentley. Bentley gets behind, shoots it. It's a great save from Jack Turner. And Turner is equally as lucky. Not only was it a good save, but it could have bounced anyway. It's bounced out for a corner in the first corner of the game. And it goes to Poole Town here on 15 minutes. And it will be Ollie Harefield who will go across to take this corner on the far hand side. In swinging corner here for Slough to defend. And it's played into the box. Turner gets a punch to it. It's a good clear punch and it comes through. And then Bedford under pressure, puts Togwell under pressure. There's a head injury inside the penalty area. I think it's Nathan Smart who's the player that's down. And immediately the referee is called on Super Kev McGoldrick. So while there's a head injury, let's see if we can find some scores from around the Southern Premier League and the other games in the FA Cup. It's let's have a look. Who are Merthyr playing? It's St Ives 0, Merthyr 2 here at the moment after 16 minutes. Actually St Ives have now just pulled a goal back literally as we speak. We've got Basford United 0, Kettering 1 in the Emirates FA Cup. Nathan Smart just getting back to his feet. Let's have a look at what else we can find here. We're just going to see if we can find. There's Nathan Smart just making his way off the pitch. It's Basingstoke 0, Redditch 0, Biggleswade 0, Farnborough 0, Gosport 0, Hitchin 1, St Ives 1, Merthyr 2, and Tiverton 0, St Neots 0. Those are the Southern Premier League games scores at the moment, and Nathan Smart is back on the pitch, and Poole Town very sportingly play the ball and throw it back to Slough goalkeeper Jack Turner. 17 minutes coming up to being gone here at Arbour Park. Still 0-0. Long ball by Turner. It's flicked on well by Dobson. It's Whiskey who can clear. Only as far as Togwell, but Togwell just misjudges the ball. Gets the ball back here to Chapman. Chapman on the edge of his half. Plays it in towards Flood. Flood's header comes here towards Lynch. Lynch with a bit of space to get a cross in. Gets his cross in. Aimed towards Williams, but just too high for him. And Dixon it is who tries to close down. He's played the ball off Williams. Still right by his goal line area. He's managed to clear the ball. And Wells wins the first header under pressure from Bentley. And Nisbet smashes that ball forwards. It comes off a Poole player and then it's picked up here by Cooper. Cooper in towards Spetch. Spetch will go back to his goalkeeper Hutchins. And Hutchins picks the ball, or has the ball at his feet inside the 6-yard line. Plays it in. Looking here for Harefield. Harefield does well to win the ball up. Finds Bentley. Bentley tries to turn, but Nisbet's in there first to win the ball back. Togwell's got it. Here towards Flood. Flood evades a challenge. Back in towards Lynch. Lynch under pressure from silly little foul there by the Poole number 11, Ollie Harfield. Just barges into the back of Matt Lynch, and it's a free kick to Slough just inside their own half. And Slough take it quickly from Chapman to Nathan Smart. Across here towards Nisbet. Nisbet has the ball at his feet, in towards Fraser, inside the centre circle, back towards Nisbet. Slough have the ball, but they've been pressed really high up here by Poole Town. And the ball goes back towards Turner. Turner with the ball forwards. Again, aiming to find Dobson. Dobson flicks the ball away, trying to get the ball towards Flood. Won by Whiskin. Comes in and then, look, I thought it was a foul, but the referee said play. And the ball's won back by Slough with Nisbet in towards Togwell. Togwell finds Nathan Smart under pressure from Cooper. In towards Chapman. Again, Cooper chases the ball down. Ball up here towards Williams. Williams turns well. Holds the ball up. Just runs into Bedford. Still with the ball at his feet. Turns. Trying to play the ball in towards Lynch. That's a good ball in. Lynch has got down to the byline here. Gets his cross in. Oh, it's deflected off Corby Moore. But good football there by Slough. And it's their first corner of the game. It comes on 90 minutes. The Slough fans now making a little bit of noise behind that goal. It's going to be Dobson to take this corner. In swinging corner for Slough, just getting the signal of what corner formation they would like, and it will be the referee just waiting to signal that the corner can come in. Dobson with this corner for Slough, aimed too far towards the goalkeeper, and an easy catch there by the Poole Town custodian Hutchins, and he's going to try and throw the ball here to try and release Warren Bentley. Bentley just takes a touch inside his own half, plays it back here towards the right back Lindsay with the ball forwards, finds Dixon, but well won back there by George Wells. Lovely little bit of skill, wins the ball back and he's got the ball back to him, plays the ball in towards Manny Williams has got space to turn, finds Fraser. Dobson's just on this near hand side where he took the corner from. He's going to try and have to come in, chips the ball in, it's played in, Whiskin with the volleyed clearance, picked up by Cooper inside his own half, and he puts it here to Moore, the left back. Moore can play the ball forward. Looks like Bentley's literally playing up on his own, wins his flick on there. He's got to chase his own fate, Lindsay, and it'll go all the way back to Mark Nisbet, and Nisbet slowly under pressure here from Dixon, finds Turner. Turner's ball aimed towards Jackman. Jackman wins the header, but falls here towards Moore, and Moore has a bit of time and pressure to play in towards Pettifer. Pettifer finds the left back Moore again and plays it in this time to Harford. Harford with the ball at his feet trying to run, or just overplays the ball. Slough win it back through Togwell, but Pettifer tries to get it back and does in towards Moore. Moore with the ball down line, trying to find the run of Bentley. Bentley up against Nathan Smart, and Smart does exactly the stupid thing that the Poole Town player had done a minute ago. Silly little push in the back, and it's a free kick to Poole Town. It's kind of in between the corner flag and the first sideline of the penalty area, and a silly little foul for Slough to give away in dangerous position. Poole have got a couple of tall centre backs, and in fact some of their three of their back four have gone forwards. Lindsay, Spetch and Whiskin have all gone forwards for this free kick. The referee just making sure that Slough are 10 yards away from the ball, and it'll be a free kick to come in here from Cooper. Cooper's gone towards the far post, and it was on the far hand side. I think it was Bedford with the header, but the ball had already gone out of play, and it's a goal kick to Slough. So 21 and a half minutes gone here at Arbour Park, halfway through almost this FA Cup third qualifying round. That's getting a bit over ahead of ourselves. Fourth qualifying round. It's Jack Turner take this goal kick for Slough. And Turner, long kick here again, aimed towards Dobson. Dobson will have time to flick the ball on, trying to find Williams. Williams takes it down on his chest, overruns it, and it's won back here by Lindsay, in towards Whiskin, the captain. Whiskin plays the ball forward, aimed again towards Bentley. Bentley trying to head it into the path of Bedford, but Slough there with the ball with Nathan Smart, up towards Flood. Flood's header into the path of Lynch. Now Lynch has got to run down this right-hand side, just stops, turns, gets the ball back on his left foot. Plays it on the left-hand side, but easily picked up here by Dixon. And Dixon can run here for Poole, or he just overruns the ball and well wins it back and plays it in towards Togwell. Togwell gives it back towards Wells. Wells inside the Poole half, in towards Dobson. Dobson's ball in towards Williams. Williams thought he was being fouled there, but Poole have won the back with Pettifer. Pettifer across here towards Cooper. Cooper has time on the ball here. He's got Harfield making a run down this left-hand side. It's just too far for him and has gone out of play for a throw to Slough Town. 0-0 in this FA Cup third qualifying round game. And Slough up against opposition from the higher league for the second time in 2 years. As the ball flicked on here by Flood. Comes through though towards Spetch. Hits it at his own player more, and then comes in towards Cooper. Cooper finds Dixon back here towards Pettifer inside the centre circle of the Slough half, but played towards Spetch. Spetch having to go backwards here. Plays the ball forwards, and Nathan Smart will have time to control the ball there and then plays it across here, his own 18-yard box towards Nisbet, and then Turner's clearance isn't the best of clearances. Togwell tries to win it, well won by Pettifer, headed away by Smart, in towards Manny Williams. Manny Williams up against Whiskin. Whiskin sticks a leg out to win the ball back, but only as far as Dobson. Dobson in towards Wells. Wells just going to urge to go forwards with the ball, still does well, travelling 10-15 yards. Spreads the ball here towards Josh Chapman. Chapman with a ball in towards Flood. Flood just looking for a little bit of help. Gets it back towards Chapman. Chapman with the ball to Lynch on this right hand side towards Fraser. Fraser can turn. And under pressure here from Pettifer. Still with the ball at his feet. Plays the ball forwards. Aimless ball forwards. It caught the Slough attackers who'd played gone the wrong way, and the ball's now back with Hutchings in the Poole Town goal. And it's quite happy to just have the ball at his feet here as he looks to play a long ball down the field. Again, looking for a hairfield. It will be Lynch that wins the header. Moore will try and keep the ball in, will he? No, he's going to let it go out for a throw to Poole. Takes it quickly towards Cooper. Cooper's ball almost finds Chris Flood, but in fact it's Spetch who can play the ball across here towards Hutchins. Hutchins on the edge of his 18-yard line, bringing the ball forwards here. And looking for the ball down. Again, looking to try and find Harefield. One by Josh Chapman. Comes into the centre towards Bedford. Bedford does well to go past one player. Just spreads it to Dixon on the far hand side. He's closed down by Dobson, but Dixon cuts inside. Still running with the ball. Still going past. Finds Cooper. Cooper's got a bit of time here to try and play the ball. In fact, towards Bedford. Bedford is little Luke Greenboots. Oh, he's gone past a couple of players. Good play. Oh, and then Nisbet sticks the foot out to win the ball back. And Slough can try to clear. Chipped in towards Flood. Flood takes it down on his chest. He will find Lynch. Lynch with the ball. Oh, tackled well. It's just got a bang on the knee there, but Togwell still has the ball. And then Togwell gives the ball away inexplicably to Cooper. Cooper finds Dixon. Dixon chipping the ball in, looking for Harefield on the far hand side. Well spotted by Nathan Smart, but Cooper wins it back here for Poole. Finds Moore on the halfway line. His ball chipped forward, looking for the run of Bedford. Bedford is offside, but some good play there by Poole time. The Slough management just trying to get Slough to just up their levels a little bit here. I think they're just saying that they're playing the game between Basingstoke and Redditch has a stoppage as the referee needs to be replaced. So they're looking for a replacement referee. Dobson wins the header on the far hand side in towards Flood. Flood leads it to Dobson. Dobson trying to flick it through. Oh, it comes through in the end to Flood. Dobson. Oh! 8 yards out. The ball had come kindly to him. He's hit it on the volley, but unfortunately it's only going to trouble the people at St Joseph's School behind that goal. There, some goals in our games around our league. It's Tiverton 0, St Neots 1. And that's a good score so far, St Neots, with that good run. They've won their last 2 games at home. And let's see if we can find some more scores for you. As Hutchins with the ball forwards, he's headed away by Lynch, cleared though by Spetch, comes straight across the ball on the far hand side towards Dobson. Dobson has the ball at his feet, just waiting for a bit of help. Wells is there with him, but chipping the ball into the path of Wells down that left hand, and he's on the overlap. Wells gets the ball, hits him and goes out for a throw, literally right by the corner flag here for Poole Town. And Slough will try and aim to pin them in. And it is going to be a throw on the far hand side. Lewis Lindsay will take this throw. Lindsay's going to try and just put a bit of depth on that throw. Aim towards Dixon. Dixon does well to flick the ball on, only as far as Togwell. Togwell's ball trying to find Williams. Comes through to Whiskin. Whiskin smashes that ball forwards. Nathan Smart watches it. Bentley tries to chase it, but he knows that is a lost cause, and Smart heads it back towards his goalkeeper. And rolls it out towards Nisbet. Nisbet immediately under pressure from Bedford. Gives the ball back towards Turner. And Turner's ball again trying to find Dobson. Well won though by 2 Poole players who out-jumped it, but comes off Pettifer last and is out for a throw to Slough on the halfway line. And it's going to be I can just about see him. George Wells with the throw there, just blending in with the seats there. Manny Williams wins the ball here for Slough, just taken off his feet by Pettifer. Pettifer just turning away with the ball, plays it infield looking for Bentley. Bentley just given a nudge there by Nisbet, and it'll come through here to Nathan Smart. Smart with the ball across to Jackman. Jackman under pressure finds Togwell. Togwell just being chased down, trying to play the ball here towards Flood. Flood trying to ease it into the path of Lynch, but that's got too much on it. And is out for a throw to Poole. 10 yards inside their own half. Moore, the left back. And I'm not the only one telling him that he's taking it too far. Everyone in this entire West Stand were telling him that he's gone too far. The referee spots it, orders him to go back. Throw goes towards Bentley, and then Moore's ball played down the field, and looking for Bedford to chase, but goes out of play. And it's out for a throw. Does it look like it's wants to rain here at Arbour Park? But Jackman will take this throw for Slough. So Jackman with the throw. It's headed on now by Harefield. Comes off Harefield last. It was a Slough throw. And Jackman tries to take this quickly. Aim towards Lynch, in towards Williams. Williams takes the ball down well. Running that whisk in here. He's got Lynch on the overlap if he needs him. Oh, Lynch has just stopped his run. Moore's ball over the top, headed on by Dixon. It'll come through towards Dobson. Dobson takes the ball down on his chest, finds Wells. Wells runs down that left-hand side, trying to look to get the cross in. Dobson's made a space for him. Dobson it is who gets the ball. Dobson takes a touch, trying to get the ball in. Gets a cross in. It's headed off the head of Spetch, and then it's come here towards Cooper, who's got a chance to clear the ball down the line here for Poole. And Slough looking for a foul there by Bentley, but no, slip by Nisbet. Bentley breaks into the box. He's going to try and cut inside. Still cuts inside too. Free, shoots, he scores! Warren Bentley on 30 minutes. And it's a goal for Poole Town. They don't score many, only 13 in 12 games. But two slips in the Slough defence. First of all by Nathan Smart. And then Nisbet slips as well. And it allowed Warren Bentley to run in. Got into the box. He turned Jackman twice. And then fired past Jack Turner. It's Slough Town 0. Poole Town 1. 30 minutes gone here at Arbour Park. And that is not what the Rebels wanted. And all through the fact that they've given the ball away inside their own half, inside the Poole half, sorry, and they didn't pay attention. And a simple ball down the line, and some good play there by Warren Bentley, who's their leading scorer now with 5 goals this season. And it's a 1-0 here for Poole. Slough with the kick-off, ball here with Matt Lynch. Lynch in towards Smart. Smart went towards Wells. Wells inside his own half. Plays the ball here for Flood. Flood overruns the ball. And then Spetch is there to clear. And that ball will go straight into the school at the back there, St Joseph's. And it'll be a throw to Slough. 15 yards inside their own half. Taken quickly by Wells. In towards Dobson. Dobson's flicked towards Wells. Comes through into the centre. Which Spetchuk has time to clear. Bentley again trying to flick the ball on into the path of Bedford. And Nisbet goes back to his goalkeeper Turner. Then made back out towards Nisbet. I don't think he was expecting that ball. Oh, he's given the ball away cheaply there to Pettifer. Ball in here towards Cooper. But Cooper, he's tackled well by Lynch. And as Lynch goes past, he's pulled back. And it's a free kick towards Slough. And Slough, instead of trying to put the ball in, they're taking it quickly towards Lynch. Lynch has got Jackman on this right-hand side. Jackman's got a bit of space here to run into. Gets his cross in, or takes a deflection off the Poole Town player. Only as far now as Nathan Smart. Smart trying to bring the ball here towards Fraser. Fraser's just looking for an option. Option comes from George Wells on the left-hand side. Wells just has bodies in front of him to Fraser. Fraser finds the ball here, digs it out towards Jackman. Jackman in towards Dobson. Dobson's going to have a dig from distance. He shoots, and it's well taken there by Hutchins in the Poole Town goal. Straight at him, but did well to get his hands on that and keep that one up. And Hutchins has the ball in his hands. I mean, Slough gone down here as Poole taken the lead. They went down 1-0 on Tuesday night against Redditch, so it's not all over by any means. But Bentley does look an absolute live wire in that box. Ball headed on by Fraser towards Dobson. Dobson now under pressure from Lewis Lynch. Turns and takes 3 Poole Town players out of the game. Then plays the ball forward here for Williams. Williams tries to flick it back in, but it's spotted by Cooper, and Cooper wins the ball for Poole. Finds Pettifer. Pettifer stretches, trying to find Bedford. Bedford he evades the challenge of Nisbet. Now Bedford chipping the ball in for Bentley. It's got too much on it, and that will allow Turner the chance to come through. And he immediately rolls the ball out here towards Togwell. Togwell in here towards Lynch. Lynch running forward with the ball. Immediately closed down by Harefield. He needs an option. Option comes from Sean Fraser right inside the centre. He'll spread it out towards Wells. Wells playing quite further forwards for Slough. Chips the ball further on this far hand side, looking for Lynch. Lynch takes it down on his chest. It's a great touch. Plays it across. It's defended well by Poole. Ball still in the box there. It's gone out for a corner, has it? It has. It'll be a corner for the Rebels. Great ball in there by George Wells. Lynch took it on his chest, got in as he tried to cut it back between the goalkeeper and 2 Poole defenders. They managed to block the ball, but it is a corner to the Rebels here, and James Dobson will go across to take this for Slough. And it's an in-swinging corner here for Slough. This last one was a bit too close to the goalkeeper Hutchins, so Slough will want a better delivery on this ball. As Dobson looks to chip this ball in, aimed towards the far post. It's going to be headed back across goal. It's come through, and then Hutchins managed to save the ball low down and thwarts the Slough attack. And Hutchins just taking his time here. And the Poole fans have been constantly singing throughout this game as Hutchins takes his time. Long kick here, aimed towards Bentley. Bentley jumps up well, comes off the head of him though. It's gone out of play for a throw to Slough, which Jackman will take right by the away dugout here. He's looking for an option. Flood has to try and come deep. It's Sean Cooper who heads the ball away. Flood will flick the header on. Comes through towards Manny Williams. Into the path for Tugwell. Tugwell's just overrun, but comes through here to Lynch. Lynch on the centre, in towards Fraser. Fraser immediately finds Wells. Wells back towards Fraser. Slough with a bit of pressure on. In towards Lynch. Lynch with a bit of space here in a central position. Oh, he's telegraphed his pass to Flood, and Moore wins it in easily and can now run with the ball. Plays in towards Bentley. Bentley with a good touch. Slough win it back through Nisbet. Nisbet the ball forwards to Williams. Williams challenged well, but Wells wins the ball back for Slough. Just coming across field, turns, has to turn back on himself, takes the player out of the game, chips the ball forward. He's going to fall nicely here for Matt Lentz. Lentz in the central position. Finds Dobson, who's still on this right hand side. Fuller is coming in from the corner, gets a cross in, aimed at the far hand post, got too much on it and goes out of play for a goal kick. And so we've been back on air 35 minutes. It's gone okay, apart from the scoreline, unfortunately. But like I said, if you do want to get in contact with us, you can do. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio. Or you can also, if you're on the YouTube, you can listen. You can put a chatty thing. There's a little comment section that comes through to us here, and it will come through to us, and we can say hello. As Lynch wins the header, Fraser tries to win it, clashes with Cooper, and Fraser thinks he's been fouled, but the referee says no chance. And ball here inside to Dixon. Dixon blocked. It will come out here towards Harefield. Harefield finds Cooper. Cooper with the ball a couple of yards inside the Slough half. Finds Spetch. Spetch with plenty of time. Now not closing the ball down too well. Ball here looking for Bentley. Bentley again, great run. Does well to turn Nathan Smart. Gets down the byline, going to cut inside again. Still with the ball at his feet. Finds Harefield. Harefield under pressure this time. Finds Cooper, who's had to come 30 yards away from his goal. Chips the ball across here. Good ball into the space of Lindsay. Lindsay takes it into his path up against George Wells. Wells tries to win it back and does win it back well, and then finds James Dobson. Dobson's ball, and Lindsay has come back to try and defend it. The ball come through though on that far inside to Williams. Williams trying to dink the ball into the path of Dobson and overstretching his whisking, but finds Cooper. And Cooper finds Lindsay's, who's ball forward again, looking for Bentley, who's a good runner. But Nisbet's header only finds Bedford. Bedford just got to try and run at the Slough defence up against Nathan Smart. Shoots from distance, and it's just gone wide of the goal there. But again, Slough are just allowing Poole to just chase them down a little bit. And Slough aren't doing their own chasing down. And Poole have had the better of the chances here so far today. And they lead here 1-0. Goal coming on 30 minutes from Warren Bentley. As Turner takes this long kick downfield. Easy header there away by Spetch. Comes through to Nisbet. Nisbet just ducks and lets the ball go past him. And plays it back towards his goalkeeper Turner, who gets it straight back from Turner. Turner to Wells. So Paul just quite happy to let the Slough back four have the ball here. And it's Turner, the Slough goalkeeper, with it, who's got it at his feet. Plays a long ball down, looking for Flood. Flood up against Spetch. Spetch wins a header, flicked on by Cooper. Then Jackman wins the next header. Comes through, Flood trying to win it back. Cooper has time to control it. And Lynch wins it back here for Slough. But under pressure has to go all the way back from the halfway line to his goalkeeper. And Bentley chases the ball down. Ball play forward, looking for Dobson. Headed away by Lindsay. It'll come out here towards Nisbet. Nisbet has the ball. There's an injury here. There's a head injury. And the referee has stopped the game. It's Dixon who's the player down. So a stoppage in the game here. We're just going to see, is he okay? He's fine. He's fine. I think the referee just been a bit overcautious there. Yes, good old Alex Simmons is listening. He says, "Come on, Poole." Well, you'll be happy to know that Poole 1-0 up here, and Bentley playing up front. They've just given the ball back here towards Slough, and Slough play the ball forwards with Togwell to Williams. Williams in towards the centre where Fraser lurks. Marks picks the ball up, finds Nisbet. Nisbet 10 yards inside his own half. Ball played forward, trying to find Flood. Goes past him, and means that Lewis, the right back, has plenty of time to turn and clear the ball down the line. And does it run out of play? It's still in play on the far hand side. Oh, it's just gone out of play now, and that'll be a throw to Slough on that far hand side. So coming up to 39 minutes gone here, and ball played here by Wells. Finds Williams. Williams in a lovely bit of space. Takes the ball down well. He's got Jackman on the overlap if he needs him. Plays it in towards Lynch. Just Lynch being fouled there, but the referee plays the ball on towards Jackman. Jackman crosses. Front headers over the bar. Great play there by Slough. Good refereeing as well there by the referee to allow the play to go on. Jackman with the cross, and from around about 9 yards out, Flood just can't get it down, and it's gone over the top of the bar for a goal kick. But best chance for Slough, and first time they've really played some really good creative football. The sun just starts to come through here at Arbor Park through the dark clouds that are above our heads, and it's Hutchins with this goal kick. Lynch wins the ball well. Flood tries to win it, but it's come off the head of Moore in towards Spetch. Spetch with the ball forwards, and Nisbet will have plenty of time to head that one forward, trying to find Williams. Whisking comes across, clears the ball up towards Dixon. Dixon takes the ball a couple of yards inside his own half to Pettifer. Pettifer to Lindsay. Playing the ball here, looking again for Warren Bentley to chase. He's done well to put Nisbet under a bit of pressure. Oh, and then he's won the ball back. Gives it in here towards Bedford. Oh, Bedford just overruns it. And Nathan Smart can bring the ball out under pressure. Still running with the ball. Bedford still chasing him. But he finds Wells, and Wells will play it back towards his goalkeeper Turner. Again, Bedford will chase this ball down. Bedford's got a lot of energy. What did he have for breakfast? Flood flicks the ball on again. No one from Slough gambled. And Spetch has all the time in the world to play the ball back towards his goalkeeper. And Hutchins with the ball here, looking for a Harefield. It's just been seen out of play by Josh Jackman, and a bit of throw to the Rebels. We've got around about 4.5 minutes of this first half left. And Jackman will take this throw on the halfway line for Slough, just looking for an option. Throws the ball long, trying to find Flood. Beaten to the ball by Moore. It'll come through here to Pettifer, but Pettifer's just robbed Togwell there, and unfortunately this is the first time that Bentley wasn't on the front foot, and Turner can clear long. Aim towards Dobson. It's Lindsay who wins the header. It comes through to Lynch. Lynch takes it on his chest, but puts it into the path for Moore. Lynch will win it back though for Slough. Good play though by Matt Lynch. Gets the ball into the corner. Tries to cross. It's deep. It's gone too far. Dobson will try and win it back here for Slough. He's going to flick it in towards Wells. Wells with the ball on the edge of the box. Gives it to Fraser. Just overruns it. Fraser just had to turn away from goal. Finds Jackman. Jackman with the ball back out here towards Lynch. Needs a little bit of help. It'll come from Fraser. Slough being pushed backwards though. Ball in towards Jackman. Jackman trying to turn. He's got Fraser with him if he needs him. Fraser on the overlap. Gets the cross in. Aims to the far post. There's not a Slough player gambling on the far post. And Poole's Dixon has plenty of time to gather the ball and then look long. Again looking for Bentley, but easily headed away by Nisbet into the path of Wells. Slough with some good possession here. Ball play forwards in towards Flood. First time he's really had the ball at his feet. Flood trying to run past Whiskin, trying to go down that far hand side. Whiskin just sticks the foot out to clear. And it will be a throw to Slough on that far hand side. It's going to be Wells that will take this throw on that far side. It's almost level with the 18-yard box of the Poole half. And Poole fans making a heck of a lot of it. Williams tries to win the ball. He's given away a foul. He has. He's fouled Pettifer. Free kick to Poole. And they're going to wait for the goalkeeper to come and take it, are they? Yeah, they're just going to waste a little bit of time here as it comes up to the half-hour mark. Sorry, half-hour mark. I'm on about 2.5 minutes left of the game here. And it will be the goalkeeper Hutchins to take this goal kick. Aims it long in towards Dixon. Dixon misjudges the ball. Wells with the header away towards Dobson. Dobson flicks it, hits straight off Lindsay. Comes on by Whiskin. Slough appealing for a handball. Wells heads it back away. Comes through to Dobson. Dobson's flick will find Flood. Flood trying to release Manny Williams. Williams with a chance to run at the Poole defence. He's got a couple in front of him. We've got a couple of players wide for him. One of them's Lynch. Lynch has got a chance to shoot. Oh, he's hit it across the goal. It's taken a deflection. It's gone out for a corner. And I thought that was a bit of a miss-hit shot there by Lynch, but apparently it's taken a deflection off a Poole player. And Slough have a corner on the far hand side, which Matt Lynch will take. Got a minute and a half left before half time. And it will be Matt Lynch with an in-swinging corner here. So now trying to get this equaliser here. One down at the moment in this FA Cup third qualifying round match. It's going to be Matt Lynch with this corner in. As Lynch plays the ball in. It's flicked on. Far post, and Williams just can't get there, but he'll get the ball back. Still in play. Oh, Williams does well. It goes past one well. Chips it into the box. It's too much on it. Comes through to the far post for Lynch. Lynch goes in. Oh, is it on the line? It's not in. And somehow Slough haven't scored there. And the ball was drilled in by Matt Lynch. It was cleared by a Poole player. Hit another Poole player. Dived on top of the ball and claimed it just as it as they have the ball in their own half here with Lindsay. Lindsay with the ball. Plays the ball down looking for Bedford. Well won back by Nisbet. And Nisbet's ball's fine Wells. Wells will try and find Williams with a lovely ball over the top. In Williams will up against Moore, tries to get there, but Moore sees it out. It's afraid to Poole. Level with their 18-yard line on this near hand side. And just going to see how many minutes are added on for this first half. As the throw comes in, it's come off the head of Jackman towards Cooper. Cooper's ball hits Lynch. It comes out of play. There'll be 1 minute of added time. We are into that 1 minute of added time now. And it will be Corby Moore, the left back, with this throw for Poole Town. Trying to find Bentley. Bentley's Jackman wins the ball. Tries to chip the ball forward. Looking for the run of Chris Flood. Flood into the box. Just being held up there by Wiskin. Holds the ball up. Goes to the byline. Chips the ball in. It's going to come here towards either Lynch or Flood. Well, both of them miss it. And Flood just comes back and gets the ball back. Plays it in here towards Jackman. Jackman trying to shoot. He's going to shoot left-footed. Oh, and it's the wrong person. If it was on his right foot, I'd have said he'd have had a shot on target, but it's gone wide and over the top. And I make it there are 20 seconds left of this first half. So, just looking at the two Slough joint managers just chatting to each other as Hutchins prepares to take this goal kick. And he takes the ball. It's long into the air and Bentley tries to jump for it, misses it. Nathan Smart has the ball. Oh, and another mistake by Nathan Smart. Bentley trying to chase him down, but Smart does well to get back to his goalkeeper Turner. Bentley still chases it down. Turner can clear. Dobson will try and flick the ball on. Comes in towards Williams. Williams does well to hold the ball up inside the Poole half, just by the halfway line. Looking for an option. Option comes from Fraser. Fraser now spreads it here towards Jackman. Now keeping the ball well here. Poole back with numbers. In towards Lynch. Lynch back towards Jackman. Jackman tries it. Oh, lovely little ball in towards Lynch. Lynch finds Dobson. Dobson on this right hand side. Cuts inside the box. Still on the edge of the box. Trying to shoot. Takes a shot. Oh, and it's deflected and it takes the power off it. And Hutchins easily gathers in. In fact, that is the half-time whistle here at Arbour Park. It's half-time. It's Slough Town 0, Poole Town 1. The goal scored on 30 minutes by Warren Bentley. And they have the lead in this FA Cup qualifying round. So we're just going to take a second out to see if we can get some of the scores from other games in the Southern Premier League and also in the FA Cup qualifying rounds. So just bear with us for a second. So we're just going to see if we can get you some scores from the other games in the Southern Premier League and the FA Cup. Don't forget, if you do wish to get in contact with us, you can contact us either on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio, or if you're listening via the YouTube, you should be able to see that underneath the screen you're watching there is a comment section, and you can comment down there and it will come through to us here. And come say hello and I'll give you a shout out on the radio. So we're just going to see if we can find some scores from other games around the town. Let's turn that off a minute. In the let's have a look what we've got. So Slough with that losing 1-0 to Poole. In the Emirates FA Cup, Bognor Regis are 1-0 up in front of a crowd of 762. That's a good crowd there. In the FA Cup as well, we've got Chelmsford 0, Weymouth 0. So Weymouth doing marginally better than the Rebels in holding a team from the league above. In the Southern Premier League, it's Tiverton 0, St Neots 2. And both goals coming from Ryan Horn. Half time, it's Biggleswade 1, Farnborough 0. In the FA Cup third qualifying round, Basford United 1, Kettering 2. Banbury 1, Shildon 1 in the FA Cup. So let's see what else we've got. Gosport 0, Hitchin 1. Merthyr 2-1 up at St Ives. So that's St Ives 1, Merthyr 2. And see what else we've got. Hazen Yedding 0, Havant and Waterlooville 0 in the FA Cup. Let's have a look. We'll just see if we can get some other bits for you, and then we'll give you some details of some up and coming news that has happened and will be coming up as well. So we've got Hereford 0, AFC Hornchurch 0. It is Scarborough Athletic 1, Stratford Town 2 in the FA Cup. And Folkestone Victor 1, Aylesbury United 1. It's a game down there. Apparently getting a bit feisty at the Stratford Scarborough game. Okay, so we've got a couple of things for you. Up and coming games, obviously, for Slough. If the game finishes a draw here, there will be a replay on Tuesday evening at Poole's Black and Gold Stadium, and it'll be a 7:45 kickoff. And that will be on Tuesday evening. Then if there is a result here, so if either Slough or Poole win, the next game for Slough will be on Monday evening, where they are away to Beaconsfield Town in the League Cup. Again, a 7:45 kickoff. That is Monday evening. Then we also have next Saturday, a week today, Slough at home to Biggleswade in the Southern Premier League, and that will be a 3 o'clock kickoff on that game, and that game will also be where you can donate your unwanted kit. So if you've got any kit from either Slough kit or any other football club's kit that you don't want, you can donate that. There's a collection box here down at the ground. You can put your old kit in there, and it goes to worthwhile causes and charities around the ground. So you can for other countries, so places like Africa and stuff like that. We're just going to say a quick thank you to Mr. Gary Thomas, who's walked past us here, who has kindly provided a laptop for us to use. Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas. Thank you. Would you like to say a few words to the listening public adoring?
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the game, and hopefully we'll turn it around in the second half.
See, that's what you want from a quality half-time pundit, straight down to the point. And it's Slough not really on fire at the moment, are they? Poole Town doing well, chasing the balls down. We do have some Trust news as well. The Trust at the end of the season do a sponsored walk. Now, last season they did a sponsored walk for Wexham Park Hospital, and part of the Wexham Park Hospital part is the Heatherwood Hospital in Ascot. So what they did, they walked from Ascot to Windsor through to Arbour Park, with walkers from the Supporters Trust and also from the hospital, and it was towards a memory unit at the Wexham Park Hospital for dementia sufferers. So it's kind of based in a 50s, 60s kind of style, and they raised money for that. And I can tell you that the amount raised is the best total ever for a Slough Town supporters walk. It was over £4,000 was raised. So half of that goes to the Supporters Trust, half of that will go towards the memorial unit at Wexham Park Hospital. So our thanks to everyone who participated in that. Thank you for raising a great total. And again, thank you to the Trust for their continued work in the community. We're going to see if we can just get some of those half-time scores for you to see if we can get that completed. And let's just see if we can find some of those. We'll try and give you the FA Cup scores from other games as well. Yeah, so we wait for the start of the second half. Ashford Town in Middlesex 1, Leatherhead 1, Banbury 1, Shildon 1, Basford United 1, Kettering 2, Chelmsford 0, Weymouth 0, Cinderford Town 1, Hampton Richmond 1, Folkestone 1, Aylesbury 1, Haringey Borough 1, Bideford 0, Hazen Yedding 0, Havant Waterlooville 0, Heybridge Swifts 0, Frome 0, Hereford 0, AFC Hornchurch 0, Slough obviously losing, Scarborough 1, Stratford 2, and Swindon Supermarine 2, Poulton Town Rovers 1. Those are your FA Cup scores featuring Southern teams, or Southern Premier League teams, and teams from the East West Conference. Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm alright, thank you.
Good. And so there you go. So a couple of those bits. We're just going to have a minute's break off air for a minute. Don't worry, we're still around. So just going to get something for a drink to just ease the waters. So just going to see if we can get some water just to see how things going. So yeah, so if you do want to get in contact, you can contact us on the Twitter page at Morrissey Rebels Radio, or if you're listening via the YouTube, you should find there's a comment section on there as well, and that will come through to us here at Arthur Park, and we'll give you a shout out. So we are just waiting to see what's what will changes will come out for the second half. As Slough just this one goal behind here, and the goal came on the 30th minute from Warren Bentley, Poole's leading goal scorer. Two mistakes from the Slough back four, both of the centre defenders slipping. And Warren Bentley the chance to take in the burst into the box, goes round past a couple of players and fly past Jack Turner, and that's the only goal of the game so far. Although Slough could have equalised with a ball that was somehow cleared off the line by Poole and eventually saved by Nick Hutchins in the Poole Town goal. But it is Slough 0, Poole Town 1, and we wait for the second half. So just a half-time score from Maidenhead United. Maidenhead United 3, Guiseley 0. And there you go. We're just going to wait a second for see what comes out in the second half. See if Slough make any changes. 7 substitutes for each side. So we'll see if Slough make any of those substitutions with almost a full bench to choose from. Warren Harris unavailable today. So we've got the half-time scores from the other Southern Leagues, the Southern League East. AFC Dunstable 0, Moneyfield 0, Arlesey 1, Hartley Whitney 3, Aylesbury 0, Uxbridge 0, Barton Rovers 0, Hanmer 0, Chalfont St Peter 1, AFC Rushtons 1, Fleet 0, Beaconsfield Town 2, Northwood 0, Marlow 1, Tame United 1, Bedford 1. Those are the ones from the Southern League East. Sorry, that's something just flew into my eye there. As we await the start of the second half. It's kicked off a little bit late. So I'm sure we're going to wait here. Mid-yawn there, sorry, apologies about that. So we're just going to see this.
From our division in the 6th Premier League is Basingstoke 0, Redditch 0, Biggleswade Town 1, Farnborough 0, Gosport Borough 0, Itchen Town.
So the stadium announcer just running through the half-time scores. Just a reminder that the draw for the next round of the FA Cup will take place tomorrow afternoon. It normally takes place around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Sorry, not tomorrow. It's Monday, isn't it? So Monday afternoon it takes place, and Slough will be hoping to be in that draw. The Slough players are just coming out now, and no sign of a substitution yet for either side. So we'll see how it goes. Just keeping our eye out just to see if there are any substitutions. In the FA Cup, it's Hungerford 1, Billericay 0. So just Slough players are out early. Just waiting for the referee and the Poole Town players to come back out. And we'll see if this second half gets underway. Should be starting in a minute or two. There's no attendance given out yet, but we'll keep our eye out for that for you as well. As the Slough manager's in deep conversation with a couple of the Rebels players as to what their plans are for the second half. So we'll need to just be a little bit more clinical. A couple of shots from James Dodds have been well saved by Hutchins in the Poole goal. But Turner as well has made a good save from Bentley, who's actually been the most impressive player on the pitch so far, I'd say. So we'll see how this second half starts in a second. Both sides are out waiting for the start of the second half. Just need a couple of officials. And then we should be ready for the second half. Just listening to some very strange music in the background. As I see Mark Scott just jogging into the changing rooms. The officials just come out for the start of this second half. And we will confirm after the result today. We will confirm whether we're back on air on either Monday or Tuesday. We wouldn't normally do the League Cup games, but as we've been off air for a while, and we have increased our data allowance, we might even cover the League Cup game on Monday if Slough are in it, or if there's a replay, we'll cover that on the Tuesdays. We'll mostly bring you a game during the week. Second half is about to kick off. It will be Poole Town who and the ball comes here across to Wells. Play across, looking for Lynch. Lynch beaten to the ball by the left back Moores up in the edge. Jackman heads the ball forwards for Slough. Looking again for Lynch. Lynch, ball comes here towards Flood. Flood takes a touch. Back towards Lynch on the right hand side. Lynch, Jackman takes the ball past. Gets a chance to cross in. Puts his cross in. Hooked clear in the end by Spetch. Lynch with the header. Airfield trying to play the ball out, but he does well to turn under. But here towards Fraser. First time touch into the path of Wells. Wells will chip the ball in. Headed goalwards by Flood. It's going to be a corner, I believe. It is indeed. It's a corner for Slough. First one of this second half. And Matt Lynch will go and take this corner. The Slough fans in some good voice behind the goal. And Lynch will take this corner. This will be an in-swinging corner for Slough. Up go forward Nisbet and Smart for this corner. As Lynch looks to take the ball, not too far away. Free header by Dawson off the crossbar. Still bouncing around. Comes through, shot by Flood. It's over the top of the bar. And Slough can't finish that off there. It's a good corner there by Lynch. It was a free header by Dobson all the way across the goal. Header for the bar. Falls to Flood, and Flood smashes the ball. Gets too much on it. And it goes out of play for 8-goal kick. Good start to the start of the second half, but Hitchens will restart the game. And Hutchins, long ball forwards, flicked on well on the far hand side by Harefield, comes towards Bentley back towards Harefield, but his ball's won back by Jackman. It's gone out of play though, and it's come off a Slough player for a throw. And the Poole fans back behind the goal to our right, making some noise. So Slough playing from right to left the second half. And it will be a throw on the far hand side. I think the referee just making sure that Poole don't take it too far in front. And it's Moore with the throw, trying to find Bentley, but Bentley just eased off the ball, comes through to Smart back towards Turner under pressure again from Bedford, ball play forward, Dobson wins the first header, comes through towards Manny Williams. The referee will say there was a foul on James Dobson, and Slough have a free kick. There's a bit of pushing and shoving between Dobson and Lindsay. The referee just telling them to stop it. He's just going to come over and have a quiet word, I think. It's a free kick for Slough, 5 or 6 yards inside the Poole half. It's Wells that takes this free kick aimed into the box. Slough players jump for it. It's Whiskin who tries to get a header. Comes the ball out here towards Togwell. Togwell just tries to get his head to it, but it's come off the foot of Harefield last. It's a throw for Slough. Nisbet's going to try and take it, is he? Nisbet with the throw, trying to find Manny Williams. Cooper comes across, but Williams gets in front of him, trying to hold the ball up. Ball still in play by them, in towards Nisbet. Nisbet's ball into the box, comes through to find Dobson. Dobson flicks the ball, goal towards. It's headed across goal by Lindsay, and then hooked clear by Whiskin, and then well picked up by Dixon here. But Dixon's ball comes off Wells last, and Bentley will chase that for Poole. But and Nathan Smart again with a really poor touch. Just plays the ball out of play. And he's given a throw here to Poole Town, almost level with the home dugout. And Slough given the ball away here again. Poole with this throw. It's going to be the right back Lindsay to take. Lindsay just waiting for something. I don't know why the referee doesn't tell him to get on with it. Ball thrown in, headed away by Fraser. Straight back out towards Lindsay. Lindsay with the ball. Comes past 2 players, brings it out here towards Pettifer. Pettifer runs straight into Togwell. Togwell wins the ball and wins a free kick as well for the expense there. And Lindsay involved yet again. Slough try and take it quickly, but the ref and Lindsay will try and jog back into position. Around to finally taking the kick. And it's up in the air, and Fraser, beaten to the ball by Pettifer. Ball comes through here, looking for the run of Bedford. Nathan Smart's underneath it, just under pressure from Bedford, just being forced back and takes a heavy touch again. He's wide by. Bedford wins the ball back, but Jackman's there to clear for Slough. Plays the ball out. It's just gone too far over the head of Lench. And out of play for a throw to Poole on 10 yards inside their own half. Taken quickly by Moore in towards Cooper. Ball will come through though to Williams. Williams trying to hold the ball up. Slough with a poor ball forward. Easy meet and drink here for Whiskin. Whiskin with the ball played forward. Wells wins the header. Dobson just not even looking. Wins the ball off Pettifer. Into the centre circle. Dixon chases it down. Wins it back off him. Slough just trying to wait for the ball. And it's Harfield. Wins it off again off Dobson. Plays it into the far hand side. Hooked down the line by Moore. Easily over the head of Warren Bentley. He's not going to chase that one. And Nathan Smart will pick the ball up and finds Nisbet. Nisbet trying to find George Wells. Just a little bit of a stretch there for Wells, but Wells gets there first to the ball. He's got Flood inside of him. Flood just immediately closed down. Flood turns around and criticises the ball in, but Wells has to run back and try and get into place. Dixon plays the ball across. Lynch stretches to win the ball back. Back here towards Togwell. Togwell in, and again Flood just waiting for the ball. And Poole chasing everything down here. Ball's here with Lindsay. Lindsay with the ball down the field. Looking for the run of Bentley. Wells is there to turn over, but Turner does well to control. Here it comes through here towards Dixon. Dixon turns away, plays it down only as far as Wells. Wells has plenty of time to close the industrious Bentley. Ball played into Wells, in towards Williams. Williams ball comes through to Dobson. Dobson trying to go through, bends it back out towards Williams, but Williams just can't get there, and Whiskin sticks a leg out to clear. But comes through, and it's Flood who just flicks it into the far post, stretching for the ball. But it's an equaliser for the Rebels. It's Slough 1, Poole 1. 57 minutes gone of that second half. And Slough have played well in the second half. These early minutes created a couple of chances and finally get to take one. And Slough back in the game, and just after that substitution from Poole. So at the wrong time. Must have seen the Slough subs warming up down the side. Poole with the kick-off, taken quickly by Pettifer, finds Cooper. Cooper back out with the flick on. Only as far as Nisbet comes in there towards Whiskin with the ball forward, trying to find the run of Bentley. It's got a little bit too much on it. Nathan Smart waiting for his goalkeeper to come out. The goalkeeper never came, so Smart has to be smart in through, but then loses the ball to Lee. Lee gets to the byline, chips it. Oh, we're trying to play it back in. Great tackle there by Mark Nisbet, and then finds George Wells. Wells with the ball forwards, trying to find the run of Williams. Williams trying to sneak it off the foot of Whiskin. He's got past Whiskin, shoots from distance, but unfortunately for Wells, he saw Hutchins off his line, but that's got too much on it and goes out of play for a goal kick. And the atmosphere here today has been absolutely fantastic. Both sides of fans have created a great atmosphere here. It's still going on. The Poole Town fans still singing behind the goal to our right. The Slough fans behind that goal to our left in good voice as Hutchins takes this goal kick. Long ball forwards. It's going to be Lynch who wins the header over the head of Pettifer, but it comes back here towards Lynch. Lynch running with the ball, just eased off the ball there by Bedford. The ball says, referee says no foul. Ball played forward, looking for Bentley, but well spotted this time by Nathan Smart. Smart with the ball forwards. It's looking for Williams. It's got too much on it, and Hutchins comes to the edge of his penalty area to claim the ball. Rolls it out to Lindsay. Lindsay wasn't expecting that. Ball at his feet. Tries to come in, and then Fraser just overruns it. It'll come through towards Togwell. Togwell gets there first for Slough. Ball one up in the air by Williams. It'll come through here towards Dobson. Dobson trying to go fast. Pettifer holding him up, and then the referee says a foul by Dobson, and it's a free kick to Poole. And they're going to leave it for their goalkeeper to take, and it's going to be Hutchins will jog over to this near hand side, and is in no hurry to take this free kick for Poole. As Hutchins just waits, and it comes along, takes this long free kick, free Fraser. Fraser's header goes up in the air, will come through to Flood. Flood takes a lovely little touch into the path of Lynch. Lynch got a couple of places forward, he's just running through it, overruns it, but Togwell wins it back and then plays a good ball out here towards Jackman. Jackman just stops his run, still has the ball at his feet, up against Harfield. Harfield's ball back into Togwell. Togwell into the box. Whiskin flicks the ball on, doesn't hit it away properly, and Slough will let that go out for a throw to the Rebels. No Guy Hollis to put a long throw in, unfortunately, for the Rebels. Quick throw by Wells, finds Lynch. Lynch trying to turn, just overruns it into the path of Lindsay. Lindsay can bring the ball out here for Poole, in towards Bentley. Bentley looking, trying to find the ball, but it's won back by Fraser. Ball play forwards now here, back in towards Fraser. Fraser under pressure, plays it to Nisbet, back towards Wells. Wells just in towards Fraser. Fraser turns, has time to spread it wide towards Jackman. Dobson and Lynch have swapped sides at the moment for the Rebels. It's ball played out on the far hand side to Dobson. Dobson now have a chance to run at the defence on the far side. Oh, just overran the ball. Ball played forward here for Bedford. Bedford inside his own half, trying to find Bentley, and Nisbet gets an important touch there to the ball, and Slough play it back towards Turner. Oh, Turner just plays the ball up too high in the air. Dobson trying to get underneath it. Ball will come through here to Fraser inside the centre circle. Finds Manny Williams. Williams will try to find Flood. Flood's offside. He scores. He puts the ball in the back of the net, but he's offside, and it won't count. It will remain Slough 1, Poole 1, and we have played 16 and a half minutes of this second half, and Slough have got that equaliser that they were searching for, and are now trying to be on the front foot here as they face this team from a league above. But only 6 places separate the two sides, with Poole sitting 20th in the Conference South. Gosh, I'm not going to call it the Conference South, it's old school, isn't it? National League South, sorry. And Slough sitting 3rd in the Southern Premier League. So Hutchins will take this free kick for the offside. Long ball forwards, it's over the head of Bentley. Josh Jackman under pressure from Bentley. Bentley trying to keep the ball in on that far hand side, but well defended there by Jackman. And it's out for a goal kick to the Rebels. And Togwell just getting some instructions there from joint manager Neil Baker. And for once there's no noise from the Poole fans as Turner takes this long kick aimed towards Williams, but headed on by Togwell, back towards Williams. Williams takes the ball down well, trying to play the ball forward. It's Moore that gets there first though, and just smashes the ball straight out of play, but good defending in the first place by him, and it's a throw to Slough on the far hand side. Slough with this throw. It comes from Jackman trying to find Lynch. Lynch does well, flicks the ball long. Doesn't find Williams, but it'll come out of play and it'll be another throw for Slough. Slough just gained an extra 5 yards. So about 15 yards inside the Poole half. Jackman just looking for an option. He plays it in towards Togwell. Togwell just has to stretch, and that allows Bedford the chance to put a foot in there. Ball play for Pettiford. Pettiford trying to find the runner Bentley. Nathan Smart's there again, and this time he does make the right decision of playing it back to his goalkeeper. Poor kick though by Turner. Comes off the head of Lee, goes straight out of play for a throw to Slough. And Wells takes it quickly. Wells' ball finds Dobson, but Wells just gets the ball back a little bit pacey from Dobson. Balls with Nisbet. He'll go back to his goalkeeper. Chased down again by the hard-working Bedford. Ball play forward looking for Flood. Up with Spetch. Spetch wins the header. Then Fraser does really well. Wins the next header, but Spetch anticipates where the ball was. Plays it forwards looking for Bentley, and this time Nathan Smart does well to defend that well. Has the ball at his feet. Finds Fraser inside the centre circle. Fraser just looking for an option here from Slough, trying to find Lynch on that far hand side. It's more with the header. Comes here to Harfield. Harfield has time to play the ball back to Cooper. Cooper towards Moore. Plenty of time to do that one, and he just as Lynch tries to dive in, he brings the ball inside. Ball still at his feet, hits it straight at Lynch, and then Slough have the ball here with Lynch. He picks up that loose ball. He's got Dobson on the inside. Dobson leaves it for Flood. Flood just on the edge of the air, back into Dobson. Dobson trying to turn. Great defending though by Will Spetch. And he's done really well, and Dobson tries to get there. It's gone out of play for a throw, but some good defending by the Poole Town number 4 there, as Slough just tried to tear them apart, and the referee says it's way down the pitch here. And Wells will take this throw for Slough. Quick throw towards Dobson. Dobson will wait, gets the ball back towards Wells. Wells here up against Lindsay, trying to go past him, still has the ball at his feet, gets a cross in at the second time of asking, back post towards Lynch. Lynch hits it across, go to Togwell. Togwell shoots it straight at Hutchins in the Poole goal, and it looks like a couple of Slough players were trying to line up there. This time Hutchins rolls the ball out here towards Cooper. Cooper spreads it to Lee with a cast on his arm, plays the ball forwards over the head of Nathan Smart, but thankfully into the arms of Jack Turner on the edge of his area, as Bentley works really hard for this Poole Town team. But Slough have the ball here with Nisbet to Wells, back towards Nisbet, and then again Bedford chases everything down here. Ball back towards Turner. Turner with the ball forward, trying to find Flood. Flood does well to get the flick on. Slough looking for a handball. The referee says yes, after a little bit of a delay there. The referee does say it's a handball, and it's a free kick to Slough, and the referee's just going to allow Slough to just move that ball a good 5 or 6 yards further up the field. The foul there, handball committed by Corby Moore. As he just stretched to try and chest it, but just misjudged that, and it's a free kick for Slough, roughly 30 yards away from goal. Dobson standing over this free kick, and again Slough sent forwards, both Nisbet and Smart from the centre-back position. So Dobson with this free kick to take. He's going to just whip it in nicely. Comes off the head of Moore and comes kindly to Lindsay. Lindsay under no pressure can play the ball down the field. Only one back though by Fraser. Fraser ball finds Togwell. Slough working a lot harder now. Ball played on the far hand side, trying to find Dobson. Just got too much on it. Dobson will try and keep it in. Does really well to keep it in on that far hand side. Now he's up against Hereford. He's got Jackman in attendance if he wants it. Crosses to the far post to Flood. Flood tries to turn. Williams tries to do that, and he kicks the player there, and the referee blows up. And there'll be a stoppage there, and both Williams and I think it's Spetch are the two players who are injured. Spetch just got a kick in the head. Williams is down at the moment as well, so now we'll have to be very careful of that, because Manny Williams missed a few games last season with a broken metatarsal, and in fact it was Tony Lee, I think, was the Poole Town player who took the kick in the head. He's fine, but Williams unfortunately is still down on the ground here at the moment. So while we've got a small break in play, we're just going to see if we can get some latest scores from some of the other games around, just to, while we wait for Manny Williams to get some treatment here. So let's see what we can find. Biggleswade are now 2-0 up in their league game against Farnborough. Let's see what else we've got. And the Poole Town fans just start to make a little bit of noise on that far hand side. Let's see what else we've got here. Banbury United 1, Shildon 2, Basford United 2, Kettering 2, Chelmsford City 1, Weymouth 0. Cinderford have taken the lead against Hampton and Richmond Borough, and that's a big step for them. There's 2 divisions separating those two. Cinderford 2, Hampton and Richmond 1. Hayton Yedding 0, Hampton Waterlooville 3. Still Haybridge 0, Frome 0. And Hereford 0, AFC Wimbledon, AFC Hornchurch, 0. And Scarborough 1, Stratford Town 2. Those are the goals. Game scores in the FA Cup. As Manny Williams just going to see if there was a signal to the bench here. I don't think that Manny's going to continue personally, but we shall see. There doesn't seem. They're just going to see if Williams can run that injury off there, but we shall see. He's just come to get some treatment, just hobbling off to the sideline now. So we're just going to see if he carries on. So the game will restart with a free kick inside the penalty area for Poole, taken by Hutchins. It's going to be flicked on by Cooper, comes through towards Bentley. Bentley trying to flick the ball on. So both teams still down to 10 men at the moment. Fraser with the ball forwards, finds Matt Lynch. Now Lynch has got Flood in front of him if he needs him. Still running with the ball is Matt Lynch. Still got it. He's got Dobson near side to him. He gives it to Dobson. Dobson ball into the box. It's hooked clear by Wiskin. Williams is back on the bench. On the field, sorry. Comes through to Wells. Wells chips the ball forwards. Lindsay with the clearance. It will come through here towards Togwell. Togwell looking wide. He's trying to find some space. He finds Josh Jackman in space. 10 yards inside the Poole half. Jackman chips the ball in too close to the goalkeeper, and that's an easy catch for the Poole goalkeeper. Hutchins, and he rolls the ball on the far hand side and immediately finds Harfield. Harfield just chased down by Lynch. Finds Moore just looking, waiting for the ball, looking for the run here of Bedford. Bedford scampering down that pitch. Nathan Smart comes across, just holds him off there and has the ball, but Bedford still at him. But Nisbet can clear. Down the ball to Lynch. Lynch just overruns it in towards Fraser. Fraser's ball first time looking for the run of Manny Williams. It's coming from Footskin, but comes through to Flood. Flood finds Williams. It's now got an extra player on the far hand side. Dobson's one of them. Dobson to the edge of the air. Shoots from distance. Oh! It's curling away from goal. And it just curled away from that near post. Dobson took the chance, aiming for that little spot there, but unfortunately just curled away. And it still remains 25 minutes gone here of this second half. It's Slough 1, Poole Town 1. But Slough have looked the better side this second half, so maybe the managers have given them a half-time rollicking. Hutchins is still quite happy to take his time on these goal kicks. Takes his kick. Togwell up against Lee. Lee wins the ball, but only as far as Smart. Smart heads the ball high up in the air. Flood trying to win it back. Comes through here to Chapman. Chapman side foots the ball down. Whisking off the top of his head, and then Lindsay can't keep it in. It's a throw here to Slough. Dobson trying to take it quickly, trying to find Williams, but Whiskin plays it forward. Nisbet comes across and heads forwards for Slough. Slough trying to win it. Dobson wins the ball, but only as far as Togwell. Togwell turned away from Bedford. Plays it out here toward Wells. Wells goes forward. Slough looking for a free kick there, and they do get that for a little click there by Jez Bedford, and he's actually the first player to get a yellow card in the game. And on 71 minutes, if my pen ever works, there you go, pen works. Bedford gets the first yellow card of the game, and Slough have a free kick, roughly I'd say 27, 28 yards away from goal, but quite close to the sideline. Literally where the, if you've ever been to Arbor Park, it's literally in front of the away dugout. Matt Lynch will be standing over this free kick, chips it into the box. It's a good ball. Hutchins comes out, punches clear, and it'll come out on the far hand side. Flood will let it go out for a throw, and it's a throw to Slough, 10 yards away from that corner flag on the far side now. Jackman will come across to take this. I think they're gonna leave it for Lynch to take. They're gonna leave it for Lynch to put a throw in. This man of many talents now got a long throw in him. Lynch on that far hand side throws the ball in. It's headed to touch, shoots from distance, and then it's high and hits the top of the stand and goes out of play. And there'll be another substitution here for Poole. There's nothing on the boards. There you go. So coming off is Jez Bedford, and coming on is Abdullah Baggy. That substitution on 73 minutes. So Bedford is the player off. Coming on is Abdullah Baggy. And Baggy immediately goes into a forward position, maybe to help give Bentley some help up there. As Hutchins takes his goal kick for Poole, aimed into the centre. It's going to be well run by Nisbet. Nisbet's header over the head of Flood. Looked like he was in, but Whiskin does really well, defends it well for Poole, and then clears down the field. And Nisbet with a flicked on header, then flicked on by Fraser. The ball up in the air by Cooper. Togwell clattered there, and it's a second yellow card in succession here for Poole Town. It's Sean Cooper who goes into the box, clatters Lee Togwell. And Poole Town are racking up the yellow cards here. Togwell seems to be okay. It's a free kick to Slough, 30 yards away from goal. Togwell gets back up. He doesn't need any treatment. He's hard as nails. And it's a free kick. Again, Matt Lynch will take this free kick. 30 yards away from goal, almost level in line with the edge of the sideline of the penalty area. That's how far wide it is. Lynch chipping the ball into the box. It's a good ball. It's evaded everyone. Slough looking for a bit of pulling on the far hand side. The referee says no. It's a goal kick. And it remains with 74 minutes of the game gone. It's still Slough 1, Poole 1. Just a reminder, if it does finish as a draw here, there will be a replay on Tuesday evening. And Poole still in good voice behind that goal. Hutchins with the ball forward. He's come through here towards Moore. Moore on the far hand side finds Harfield. Harfield with the ball forward, trying to find Abdullah Baggy. Baggy's can't get to the ball. It's come to Nisbet, who heads away. Lee tries to play the ball in, gives it in towards Baggy. Baggy gets to the byline, gets his cross in to the far post. It's over the head of everyone. Lynch with the flick on. Togwell would chase this one down for Slough. Got Harfield with him, but Togwell managed to clear well. Oh, Moore intercepts well. Comes back here towards Cooper. Cooper back towards the left back. Moore just looking to bring the ball in towards the substitute Lee. Lee will shoot. His ball hits Fraser, and Slough have the ball back here with Togwell. Togwell trying to play the ball here for Williams. Williams trying to get there first. The goalkeeper's come all the way across, sees the ball out of play, and it's a throw to Poole on the far hand side. So roughly 15 minutes plus whatever the referee adds on. This game is still not over in this Emirates FA Cup ball. Hutchins trying to play the ball. Slough win the ball back with Fraser with a head. It comes through towards Dobson. Dobson turns. Just looking for a little bit of help here. Still running with the ball. Just overruns it a little bit. Gives the ball away. Looking for a free kick, and then Moore can clear. Trying to find Bentley. Bentley is chasing again, but the ball comes through to Smart. Smart goes back to his goalkeeper, Turner. Turner immediately pummels the ball forward, looking for Matt Lynch. Over the head of both of them, but Flood will keep it in for Slough. Or just missed touch there, but still roam with the ball in towards Dobson. Dobson trying to hold it up. Trying to find Jackman on the far hand side, up against Harfield. Harfield holds the ball back towards Spetch. Spetch with the clearance down the field. Again looking for Bentley, comes off the head of Smart, goes straight out of play for a throw. And Poole with a throw on the far hand side. Just wondering if he's now going to make any substitutions. Doesn't look like it at the moment. Throw going to come in on the far hand side from the left back Moore. 10 yards inside the Slough half. Quick throw in towards Bentley, back towards Moore. Moore's ball chipped in towards Baggy. Baggy trying to release Bentley. Slough win the ball back and clear by Smart, only as far as Pettifer. Pettifer's just caught there by Fraser, and I wouldn't be surprised if Fraser gets a yellow card here. I would have thought he would have got a yellow card. Looked a little bit late. I can't see any difference between that and the one that Bedford got a yellow card for. And indeed, Sean Fraser becomes the first Slough player to get a yellow card today. And he's in the book. And it's a free kick here to Poole. Around about 7 or 8 yards inside the Slough half, but on the far hand side of the east stand. But it means it allows Whiskin and Spetch, the two tall centre-backs, to come forward for Poole Town. It's going to be Moore that will take this free kick, aimed towards the far post where it's headed back across to Whiskin. The almost ball hits Nathan Smart. Hood clear in the end, only as far as Baggy though. Baggy takes a touchdown. He's still got Cooper up front with him there. Cooper does receive. Oh, Cooper's offside. And that's a silly bit of play there by Poole. Gives Slough a cheap free kick. And a free kick that Jack Turner in the Slough goal will take. So just looking to try and get A little bit further down this hill. Ball played in. They've lost a little bit of intimacy. It's now looking for a free kick. The referee says no, but the ball's gone out of play for a throw to the Rebels by the away dugout. Wales is... and there's a bit of... I think it's Lindsay, the right back. Is it? That's I don't know. Tony Lee, the substitute, and James Dobson just having a little bit of a, let's say, a friendly conversation. And the referee has called both of them over, and it's just going to give them a bit of a telling off, and then that's going to be it. And the game will restart with this throw for Slough in towards Nisbet. Nisbet under pressure from Bentley, comes off a Slough player last, and the referee spots that one well. And it will be a throw to Poole. Lindsay, the right back, will come and take this. And still no sign of a substitution for the Rebels here at the moment. And Lindsay will eventually take this throw. Plays a long throw in. Comes through to Wells, who volleys the ball clear. Only as far as Whiskin. Whiskin smacks it clear. Then Wells smacks this one high up in the air. And cleared the stand in height, but bounces into row 2 of the pitch. And the ball comes back, and Poole don't seem to be in any hurry to take these throws. It looks like they could be playing for a draw, maybe a replay back at their ground on the Tuesday. Dobson wins the header, only as far as Bentley. Bentley flicks it on. Fraser hooks the ball clear, only as far as Lindsay. Lindsay takes it down on his chest, has the ball at his feet, pokes it in, finding Baggy. In towards Cooper. Cooper being forced wide, trying to find Baggy again. Back out towards Pettifer. Pettifer sees Moore on the overlap. Moore just takes a touch. Still got Harfield on the outside side for him. Pettifer's there. Oh, poor ball by him. And Togwell's gone past. He's got Randy Williams in front there. If he leaves it, it's not the best of balls. It's hit Whiskin on the back. Comes through to Flood. Flood's got in. He's coming to the edge of the box. Shoots. It's deflected. Slough in for a penalty. It isn't a penalty. It's gone all the way through to Hutchins in the Poole goal. And for some strange reason, he's playing for a draw. He stood there with the ball at his feet waiting for a Slough player to come and chase it down. Hutchins with this kick out to the left-hand side. Tony Lee's underneath it, but his header will come as far as Togwell. Togwell's touch will find Jackman. Jackman plays it forwards, looking to force Flood into a run here up against Whiskin. Whiskin comes off his shin. Slough will be happy and take the throw. Level with the 18-yard line. Slough just going to wait for George Wells to come up. And Wells is just instructing what he wants to do. Slough making some noise behind the goal. Quick throw in towards Dawson. Back towards Wells. Wells drills his ball in. Cleared by Moore. Only as far as Jackman. Jackman will take the ball down well in his stride. Pettifer tries to come out and close him down. Jackman still with the ball on the far hand side. Cuts back inside. Gets tackled, but it's a throw to Slough on that far side. Taken quickly here towards Togwell. Togwell's got Fraser on the inside if he needs him. Finds Manny Williams. Williams does find Fraser. Fraser looks up, trying to chip the ball into the path of Wells. Wells takes it down well. Closed down. Just loses the ball. Baggy wins it back here and then goes past Wells. Just inside his own half though. And then tries to play it down the line. Nisbet tackles and does well. Comes off. Nisbet laughed. It's a throw to Poole Town. And again, they're in absolutely no hurry whatsoever to take this throw. And in fact, John Underwood has to pass him the ball, and it will be Lindsay, the right back, to take this throw. Bentley comes in to try and feed it. Bentley does try and get it, but he can't hold the ball up. It's a throw to Slough. Togwell trying to take it quickly to find Flood. Flood up here against Spetch. It's coming off Spetch. It's a throw to Slough. Slough trying to just up the tempo here. Quick throw here by Dobson. Finds Manny Williams. Williams turns. Chipping the ball to the far hand side, trying to find Lynch. He's got too much on it. Lynch will do well to keep that ball in, does do well, and then finds Jackman, who's in a bit of space to the right back. Chips the ball into the box, headed away well though by Cooper, will only come as far as Sean Fraser. Fraser will take a couple of touches just to get that ball back under control. Looking to dink a little ball in here towards Togwell. Togwell turns, spreads it in here to the left back Wells. Wells looks up, shoots. It's on! It's in! Oh, what a mistake by Hutchins. Wells shoots. Hutchins sees it clearly. He's got the ball in his hands and he fumbles it into the back of the net. George Wells on 83 minutes puts Slough in the lead in the most fortuitous of ways. I mean, Hutchins, you've got to watch the highlights of that because that is unbelievable. Hutchins has been absolutely fantastic all game. His handling has been top notch. And then Wells has just drilled one from the edge of the area. He's got his hand behind it, and he's just taken his eye off it. And literally the ball's just fallen out of his hands and gone into the back of the net. Slough lead 2-1, and George Wells will run back to his left back position under a superb round of applause from the people in the West Stand. What a great shot that is, but Hutchins will be so disappointed. He's been immaculate all game, and what's going through his mind? Poole had the kick-off. Ball played in from Cooper towards Lindsay, back out here towards Baggy. Baggy now coming forwards for Poole, trying to play the ball in. It'll come through here to Nisbet. Nisbet hooks the claw down. Wiskin does that one and plays the ball forwards. It's here to Cooper. Now chasing the ball with Fraser. Back towards Hutchins. He gets a wry smile as he manages to control the ball there. Plays it out on the far hand side to Harfield. Jackman will jump with him. Come here to Lynch. Lynch just hammers that ball down the field, out of play. And we'll try and get you some scores from the other games. We're just going to stay with this game here for a minute as a Slough fan takes his time with the ball on that far hand side. It'll be a throw here towards Moore. And Moore just trying to ease himself down the pitch here. Gets a little bit of distance. Comes through towards Harfield. Harfield does well. Runs into Jackman though. Jackman's touch goes straight out of play for a throw to Poole around about 35 yards away from the Slough goal. And Slough fan just throwing the ball away miles away from where it was, meaning that Moore will have to come back a few yards to take this one. Moore just looking for an option. He's got a lack of movement from his teammates here. Harfield is the only one that he's still got the ball in his hands. He can keep it in his hands as long as he wants. Slough will not care. Finally he throws the ball in. It will come here towards Flood, who's in a defensive position here for Slough. Plays the ball down the line. Goes straight back out of play. Slough looking for a handball here, but the referee or linesman... The linesman has said... I'm looking at the linesman. He's saying it was handball. And it's... I don't know whether he's given a free kick, a goal... I don't know what he's given here. He's just having a chat with his linesman. And he is given a free kick to Slough for handball by the left back Corby Moore. Moore thought the ball had actually gone out of play and picked the ball up when the ball hadn't gone out of play, and it's a free kick to Slough. Slough taking their time with the ball. And Slough will have a free kick halfway inside their own half. We've literally got 4.5 minutes plus whatever the referee adds on here. Ball played in. Dobson wins the header, but straight through to Hutchins. Hutchins just gets a round of applause from the Slough fans for catching the ball. He's played the ball forward, chested down well by Cooper, but the ball will come out on the far hand side, on the far there to Lynch. Lynch with the ball, just under pressure from Harfield. Lynch still with the ball, running with it. Just gets caught there, and that could be a yellow card, I would say. Today's attendance is 680, and congratulations to both the Slough fans and the travelling Poole fans who have made the journey up here. 680 is the attendance, and Slough again have a free kick, and Slough time wasting here hugely. They've got a free kick just inside the centre circle, which well, I thought it was inside the centre circle, but Turner's going to take about 10 yards away from there, and Jack Turner, the Slough goalkeeper, will take this free kick. And he's going to just wait to signal where he wants to place the ball. He's going to aim towards Dobson. Dobson up against Lindsay. Little touch there towards Dobson. Dobson will keep the ball in that corner flag up against Lindsay, trying to keep it in. Lindsay does well to win the ball. Comes out here towards Cooper. Chased down by Slough. Ball played in towards Bentley. And there's a little foul there by Dobson, as Cooper played the ball down. A free kick inside the Slough half. Referee's just got to keep his eye on the game. It's just boiling over a little bit as Hutchins goes across to take this free kick into the area. Nisbet wins their header, but it's a foul on Tony Lee. It's a free kick for Poole, 30 yards away from goal, but it's a central position. Turner will need to be aware. I think the Slough are going to make a couple of substitutions. Looks like Nathan Webber will be one of them. I think it'll be after this free kick. So Harfield is the man standing over this free kick. So now just looking for a turn for instructions for the ball. Every Slough player is back behind the ball. It's Slough just not sure what they're going to do. They're going to be a two-man wall here for the Rebels. It is Harfield standing over this free kick, 30 yards away from goal, level in line with like the one of the posts. So if you're standing on the left-hand post, Harfield it is with this free kick, goes to our centre of our post. Turner comes up, punches, ball comes through, still there. Trying to ball out towards Pettifer. Pettifer trying to chip it in. Is it going? Oh, it's just gone wide of the goal. Turner was out of position. He punched the ball and then started defending like a defender. And it was Pettifer who chipped the ball, aiming at the back post. Just goes wide of the goal. And it's going to be a substitution here for the Rebels. It is Nathan Webb coming on, and he will replace James Dobson. So Webb is the player on. Dobson off. That substitution on 88 minutes. Dobson getting a huge round of applause for his performance here today. And it's Nathan Webb who will come on. Slough with 2-1 here. We have got a minute plus whatever the referee adds on to be in the hat for the fourth round draw on Monday. He's going to signal now how many minutes are left as Turner takes this goal kick up towards Flood, trying to hold the ball in on that far hand side. Comes off Moore last, and Slough will have a throw in on the far hand side, which they're not going to rush to take. Webb's gone over to play right midfield, and Lench has come to the left hand side. And quick throw there by Jackman, finds Webb, comes off the foot of Moore. It's out for another throw to Slough. Again, they're just going to leave the ball there, just waiting to see what the signal is for additional minutes. We've got 15 seconds of normal time. Ball played in towards Webb. It come through to Williams. Good play there by Cooper to win the ball. Evades a couple of challenges, still running with the ball. And then Togwell takes it's Harfield. 4 minutes of added time. Yellow card though to Togwell. So Togwell picks up a yellow card for that foul. Flood's down injured on the far hand side. And Slough just trying to indicate that Flood's just down injured here. I think it must be a little bit of time wasting. There will be a substitution anyway. I got the funny feeling that Brad Watkins will be the player on. It will just be who is coming off. And it's Flood just going to get some treatment there. So while Flood gets some treatment from the one and only Super Kev, let's see what we can see. Oh, so Slough aren't going to take any chances. It's Chris Flood is coming off anyway, and coming on is Brad Watkins. That will be the substitution for Slough. Chris Flood is just making his way off here. Scorer of the first equalising goal for Slough. We're just going to see if we can find some scores. Stratford lead Scarborough Athletic 2-1 with 4 minutes to go in that game. Let's see what else we can find. Maidenhead still 3-0 up. We're just as Chris Flood comes off. So Floody getting a huge round of applause here. We'll do the full-time scores at the end of the game. Just going to concentrate on this game. As Brad Watkins is the player that comes on for Chris Flood. Now have got 2.5 minutes left. I think the referee just had a little bit more for that substitution, so maybe 3.5 minutes. Ball going played into the box here by Moore. Watkins gets there first with his first header. Fraser flicks the header on. It will come out here towards Baggy. Baggy chips the ball into the far hand side. Jackman wins the first header. Comes out to Harfield. Ball played in here towards Lindsay. Lindsay on the far hand side up against Togwell. Togwell wins the ball, and Lindsay gets there first. The two of them just battling for the ball. It comes off Togwell last. It goes out for a throw. And again, it's taken quickly towards Bentley. Bentley having to come deep to get the ball. There's a couple of players still in there. It's flicked on. There it comes through. Oh, what a tackle that is by Josh Jackman. The ball still around in the box. Slough looking for a free kick. The ball's still there. Comes here towards Matt Lynch. Lynch towards Wells. Wells, ball comes through to Nisbet. Slough trying to defend too deep in their own half. Kick it out. and it's going to come off as it's still bouncing around. Wales with the ball inside, just chipping the ball out. Slough there, the ball plays forwards, and the chipped ball forwards, and it was Jackman with a tackle just to hook the ball away. And I think it was Special on the far hand side who would have got there first. It's going to be a long throw. This game is not over yet. It's going to be Tony Lee for Poole with a long throw into the box. Plays a long ball in. Lynch wins it, heads it backwards, and then Turner will come and clasp that one out of the air and dives on the ball. Just to eat up a little bit of time. I reckon we've got a minute, but I think the referee will add another minute on. And Turner just being urged to get off the floor here. But at the moment, Slough are in the hat for this fourth qualifying round. He's put the ball down and then chased down well by Harfield. Ball played forwards. It's headed away by Moore. Comes into the centre where Togwell will win the first header. He's going to head it into the path of Nathan Webb. Webb just plays a touchdown here towards Williams. Williams on the far hand side. Up against Corby Moore. Just going to run into the corner and hold the ball up. Just keeping it in that corner flag. Harfield comes to join him. Ball went out of play. Did it? It's still going around. It's a corner to the Rebels. Superb play by Manny Williams in that corner flag. 15 seconds of normal added time. The referee will put a bit more on for that Flood injury and substitution. Slough just wasting a little bit of time waiting to go over into that thing. The Poole fans still making noise here, even though they're 2-1 down with just seconds of this game left. We are in the hands of the referee. 4 minutes of added time is up. Slough have a corner. They're just waiting and saying that they want to just make sure that Poole are further away. So just keeping the ball in that corner flag with Manny Williams, just holding the ball up well. It's gone out of play for a throw to Poole right by that corner flag. Slough just trying to make sure that they pin them in. He's Moore with the throw. He's going to come through to Lynch. Lynch heads the ball. It comes through to Manny Williams. Williams trying to find the break. Morgan just throws a great save by Hutchins. The ball just spins away. It's gone out for a corner, has it? Has he given he gave a goal kick there at first. It's a corner to Slough. And again, they are going to be in no hurry whatsoever to take this corner. It's going to be Lynch and Williams will go across just to keep that ball in that corner flag. He's already played that extra minute. The referee doesn't seem to be encouraging Slough to take it quickly. He's just making sure that all the Poole Town players are away from the ball. So I'm going to try and keep the ball in that corner flag. They're just pointing out that the Poole players have encroached a little bit. Slough with the ball in that corner. Played it off him. And in fact, that's the full-time whistle here at Arbour Park. It has finished. Slough Town 2, Poole Town 1. And it's two mistakes in this game. The first by two Slough players allowed Poole the lead. Then in 57 minutes, Chris Flood gets one back with a good header. And then a mistake by the goalkeeper for Poole Town. Nick Hutchins allows a shot through his hands into the net. And it's that mistake that puts Slough Town into the fourth qualifying round of the FA Cup. The draw will be on Monday. And Slough are in the hat. We'll try and give you some full-time scores from some of the other games just as the Slough players go over to the fans behind the goal. I am a little bit disappointed in the fact that the Poole Town players haven't gone over, and in fact some of them are just going over now. A small amount have gone off. Some have just gone off and gone home. The referee just having a chat with the Poole Town manager. But I was a little bit disappointed that a lot of the Poole players just left the pitch and didn't go and congratulate their fans for their support. The support by the Poole Town fans today has been absolutely fantastic. Now, the people in the West Stand give Slough a clap. We're going to join in with that clapping as well. As Slough got this victory into the fourth qualifying round. And it's difficult to clap and commentate and actually look at what you're doing at the same time, which is, there you go. But the Rebels get a good round of applause as they come here to the West Stand. Let's see if we can find you some scores from the other games inside. Just a reminder that you will be able to see highlights and goal clips of today's game over the weekend, thanks to our friends at FC Video. So we're just going to see if we could give you some updates on some of the other scores. Hereford won in the FA Cup 2-0. Hereford 2, AFC Hornchurch nil is an FA Cup result. Hereford in the hat. Let's have a look. Something must have gone on there because surely there's a goal there. South Shields 3, York City 2. That is last season's FA Vase winners defeating the FA Trophy winners. So that's a bit of an upset there. Let's see if we can just find some of the scores around. Computer's a little bit slow today. I think it's just me being a little bit slow, to be honest. Let's see what we can find for you. Let's see if we can see. Full time, Chelmsford City 2, Weymouth 1. And looks like Kettering did win. Banbury 2, Shildon 3. That is a bit of an upset there. 700 at that game. Basford United 2, Kettering 3. Maidenhead won 3-0. Kettering won 3-2. Let's see what else. Biggleswade beat Farnborough in the Southern Premier League 3-0. All 3 goals scored there by George Bailey. See what else we can find for you. Basingstoke 3, Redditch United 0. A debut goal for ex-Rebel Callum Bunting there. See if we just find out whatever else we can get for you. I can't see anything on here. Where am I going? I'm trying to find you at a school, but I can't find anything at all. So full time, Tiverton 1, St Neots 2. Also in the Southern Premier League, it's Merthyr 3, St Ives 2. That game being played at St Ives there, so got that the wrong way around. Hazen Yedding 0, Havant Ward Louisville 4 in the FA Cup. So it's all over here today. So thankfully, again, our thanks go to a couple of people, to Gary Thomas for providing a laptop for us here at Rebels Radio, and also to Adrian Evans from My FC, who has worked helpful and helped us out trying to get the thing up and running. We've done a game. We're back. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for your patience over the time that we've been off, and we'll be back on Monday. I think we should do the Monday game at Beaconsfield just for fun. So we will do that for you. We'll broadcast on Monday from Beaconsfield. But until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you all so very much for listening. And just to let you know that Slough are in the 4th qualifying round of the Emirates FA Cup, that draw on Monday. Until then, thank you all very much for your time. Have a good weekend, and we'll be back on Monday evening.
Hello.